Got vision and destiny. Add elemental, that's chemistry. All those heroes, that's infinity. It's endgame, that's in. Yugi peoples, welcome to the commentary with the POV Hero Cam. So, yeah, this is me practicing for the 3v3 Rogue Tournament case tournament. And I thought I was going to be playing Nebula Neos heroes. This was without whatchamacallit allowed, without the new Flame Wingman allowed, because they didn't want to allow the new set just yet. So yeah, we were playing without it. I decided to test out Nebula Neos. I didn't end up playing it. I actually ended up playing DPE Turbo because Fusion Destiny was banned. So I played 3 polys, 3 deniers and stuff. And I actually went 3-0 undefeated as far as my side, but unfortunately my teammates weren't able to keep up, and we ended up 5th place instead of getting top 4. We really got, we should have got top 4. Actually, the team that we beat in the 3rd round ended up getting top 4 over us because we lost in the 1st round. I guess it made our tiebreakers worse or something, but yeah. So if you look at the combo, I was actually playing 2 increase in this because I really, without Fusion Destiny and stuff like that, Ferris is a whole lot more important. Also, Dark Law was banned and Dark Angel was banned. So yeah, we decided to put this deck together because I've had a lot of success with it in the past in just normal tournaments and stuff, and I felt like a lot of the stuff that was that I played off in there, I could just replace it with other cards. And yeah, so as you can see, we're going full Ferris combo. We had Hero Lives. We also had the Ferris, and yeah, now I'm just trying to decide which route to go on because I unfortunately did not get a way to summon my Spirit of Neos to be able to search out my favorite contacts. So now I'm just trying to find a way to get there to build the best inboard possible. I was going to add Plasma right there and just go Plasma, but we ended up doing the Shadow Mist instead because I could go ahead and use Shadow Mist to go ahead and search for the Plasma instead. And then I would also be able to get Sunrise's search to go grab my Miracle Fusion also. And I was just trying to figure out if there was a way that, and I think I actually did end up figuring it out, because now I can go into my Wonder Driver. I can activate Mali's effect to special summon himself from board. This will allow me to go ahead and reset the polymerization, and now I'll be able to poly, make my DPE, and then with the Miracle Fusion, I'll be able to make the what's his name? I'll be able to make my Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. And we're going to go ahead and banish Sunrise and Stratos there. And with Wake Up, I'll be able to pop him with DPE. And that'll go ahead and trigger my Wake Up Your Elemental Hero to go ahead and special summon out my Spirit of Neos, which will allow me to add favorite contact from deck to hand, shuffle him into the deck to bring out the OG Vanilla Neos. And then we will go ahead and link those 2 off, the Wonder Driver and OG Neos, to go ahead and make my Infernal Devicer. And with Infernal Devicer, we will reveal Nebula Neos. And with that, we'll be able to add the last 2 pieces that we needed in order to be able to special summon out our Nebula Neos. So yeah, one thing about it, we were able to get there. I want to say, actually, my opponent actually won the dice roll also, and he elected to let me go first because he was playing a Dino OTK deck. And yeah, that's mad respect for the playmat that he got right there. I'm one of the few people that I've seen had that playmat, and he had it, and he's playing Dinos with it too, so it's real nice. So he's going to start off with the Oviraptor. It has an on-summon effect. I'm going to go ahead and allow that to happen, and he's going to make a big play mistake right here. I think he actually used the Oviraptor effect to go search out the Pankratops because he can special summon it to the board. But the thing about the Hanky Panky there is that he's losing I want to say he ended up losing 2,200 attacks. So there was no fear of him at all. There was nothing for him to attack over into or nothing like that because I had 11 heroes inside of my graveyard. So that Panky had 400 attack, and basically he goes Hanky Panky, target DPE chain popping over rapper. So doesn't really mean anything at all. And yeah, just sitting here, I was actually thinking about maybe going the favorite contact, getting my draw 2 with Nebula Neos, and also go ahead and negating the Oviraptor effect just in case, he's going to like start trying to pop stuff and do different things. And yeah, now, like I said, he just kind of realized the bad predicament that he was in. He's going to go ahead and try to link them off. And there goes the Pentastag, in which at this point I was just like, okay, that just means he has the double evolution peel, and not worried about that at all. He's going to go ahead and crash the Pentastag into my Infernal Devicer, and because he needed to get it into the graveyard, I guess. I'm not sure exactly how it works with double evolution peel, but yeah, he's gonna double evolution peel there to bring out the ultimate Tyranno, and it's actually not gonna be doing much of anything either, because in the end phase I can just pop it with DPE, and of course like he could destroy baby or something like that, but it's not going to be able to do much in order to help him be able to win this game. And yeah, we pretty much took like game 1 pretty easily here, thanks to DPE. And yeah, it just ends up being not much he could do at all. And I think like at this point we were just talking, like going back and forth, talking about different things. In phase, I'm going to go ahead and pop with DPE, like I said. And yeah, it's pretty much just going to be like a scoop phase for them for him there. Being afraid of like Nib and Droll like in a rogue format is like pretty reasonable, because those are like I felt like they were the most popular hand traps to play. And we're gonna go ahead and summon the Grand Mode here, because I need just a little bit more damage in order to make sure that I kill him. We're gonna go to the battle phase. I'm gonna attack with Infernal Devicer, with DPE, with Mole, and then I'll be able to flip up this favorite contact to bring out Elemental Hero Fusion Monster. And we just go ahead and go with trying to the side here, look at my materials that I have engraved, and we're just going to go ahead and go with Nebula Neos, shuffling in those to bring him out to the board. He checks to make sure that it can be done like I'm supposed to. And yep, we go ahead and take an easy victory with game 1 right there, thanks to DPE. Like, not only his pop effect, but also his effect to decrease the attack of my opponent's monsters. All right, and continuing on from here, we're going to go ahead and go into our sideboard. One thing to do, I like to do the what do you call it? The shadow. I think they call it shadow siding or whatever the term was for it. But, you go ahead and put your whole side deck into your main deck, and then I go through and pick and choose like which ones I feel like will be most effective for the matchup. And then, after that, I side out the ones that, are least effective of what I have left off in there until I work it down to 15. And as you can see, while I'm sideboarding here, since I know that my opponent is on a going second deck, I went ahead and decided, to side like I was going first. And you can see that I took out the crossout designators, because I noticed that like during his turn and everything, or well, during my turn, he wasn't playing any hand traps. So I figured that crossout designator wouldn't be very effective. But then I went ahead and changed my mind, because I figured he would be playing stuff like Evenly Matched and Dark Ruler No More, and possibly Raigeki. So I went ahead and put the crossout designators back in, and then I put in like one of each, like the Raigeki, the Evenly Matched, and Dark Ruler. That way I would be able to cross it out if I did get cross out for my turn. And yeah, it's just like when you're playing, side decking is a very, very, very important part of the game, like watching your opponents and kind of, determining and figuring what he had. And yeah, since he had basically like put his whole hand down, and even on his turn, I didn't see him like discard or, send any hand traps or anything. So I just figured he was on purely going second cards. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and side some of those going second cards in and attempt to cross them out. As you can see, I drew like the Dark Ruler that I had sided in, but he actually decided to go first, and which I was surprised. So but fortunately we had the Ash for that dangerous card right there, because I believe it's like Fossil Dig and Archidosaurus or whatever at the same time. And yeah, I just didn't want that going off. Then I find out he's playing his time tearing Morganite card, which lets me know even more that he's not playing any hand traps. And yeah, very interesting card. And from this point, he's just pretty much going to be able to like go off and do as he pleases, and just kind of pop off during his turn. And I'm pretty much just gonna let it go because I have the Dark Ruler no more. But then as he was doing his turn, I just didn't really want the turn to keep on going on forever. So when he summons out the Scrap Chimera, I'm going to go ahead and imperm it. Mostly because I wanted to see if I could use the imperm to stop his turn and then use the Dark Ruler possibly to buy myself another turn, because my hand is really, really bad right now and I really need probably like 2 turns in order to try to fix it. But yeah, he's gonna continue on doing a little bit of things here, and I think this ends up being like all he could pretty much do with the hand that he had. So yeah, I think I did right by going ahead and activating the imperm there to keep him from like synchro summoning. To, like I said, I wanted to use the imperm there and then be able to use the Dark Ruler like on my next turn, or if I can go ahead and survive through it. And then one of the lucky things is that I did draw Nib, and I think he like can start. Yeah, he didn't have enough to be able to just like kill me straight up, but he's gonna start doing stuff here. And yeah, actually I think he ended up being able to because he went into the battle phase and he went to attack into the whatchamacallit, the token that he gave me, and then choose to special summon Dinos. So yeah, now he's gonna start doing damage, going in with it and everything, and just start doing, of course, Dino stuff. And he ended up leaving me with just like a little bit of life points left. I want to say that maybe it wasn't even like enough to be able to do much of anything. But at the main phase 2, I just go ahead and nib him. And yeah, fortunately, I had the nib. It ends up being like a big old token with like 6,400 defense and like 90, I want to say it had like 8,600 attack or something like that. You'll be able to see over here. It was 8,200 attack and 64 defense. So yeah, fortunately for my turn, I did draw a starter card. We are playing Foolish Burial in this build because, like I said, Fusion Destiny is banned and we needed like a couple other cards in order to be able to have a starter card. And we're gonna send the Shadow Mist, use Shadow Mist effect to add Ferris, and then with Ferris we're just gonna start doing things because I said I was not fearing any hand traps here, especially because he had already activated the time traveling Morganite, which let me know that I don't have to fear Nib or Droll or anything like that. So I just started going for an OTK type combo here, and it's gonna actually end up being like a big play mistake on my half. And some of y'all, you could be looking at the board now or like thinking about what I'm trying to do with my board, and you're gonna realize the mistake that I'm gonna make here in a minute. So there goes the Stratos, and like I said, we're just trying to make sure we get enough damage out on board to OTK my opponent. And of course, that just means I need to go ahead and make Sunrise with the Miracle Fusion and get my Miracle Fusion. And yeah, we can pretty much OTK through anything. So there's the Polymerization, Chainlink 1, Graceful Charity, Chainlink 2, Sunrise. I'm going to add the Miracle Fusion, draw 2, discard 1. I go ahead and discard the Panther because my Neospacians even work inside of the graveyard. And, if we get that in shuffle, then we can go ahead and put those back. So now I'm just calculating damage, making sure that I have enough to kill him. And I try to go into the battle phase, and we're going to attempt to try to kill him. Now remember, keep in mind that the token has 6,400 defense, so I can't just attack over the thing. I'm gonna have to pop it with my Sunrise effect. And I was just trying to decide, like, I just wanted to make sure that this was enough damage, make sure that he's dead. And I think like one of the things I'm gonna have to do when I use this cam angle is to like stop moving around so much. So we're going to attack with Cross Crusader, activate Sunrise effect, and he's going to use the field spell to protect it because it is a normal type monster. And yeah, now I cannot kill that token because it's got 6,400 defense, and I don't have a monster big enough to do it. He's got the ultimate conductor Tyranno now, and I don't have really like any life points left. So yeah, this is pretty much like the game right there. Not going to be able to do anything to win and pull this one out, especially like with all these monsters out, with all these guys out there on the board. He'll just be able to attack and attack and attack and attack and run them over. And not only that, he's also got the 60, or what is that, 9,200 attack token out there on the board. So before I just end my turn and let it go, I try to figure out if there's anything that I can do in order to keep from dying. And what we're going to go ahead and decide to do is to make our Wonder Driver. We're going to go ahead and Miracle Fusion, and of course we're going to try to clear off the big old token. That way at least like he doesn't have the 9,200 attack token out there on the board. But even still, with the with my life points as low as they are, basically the ultimate conductor Tyranno would be able to finish me off pretty easy. So we're gonna reset the poly there and we're gonna activate the polymerization, and we'll be able to make DPE there. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and use the Ab-Zero effect to go ahead and clear off that big old token that he had on the board. And then we're going to DPE pop the field spell so that we don't have to worry about that. And yeah, DPE will come back during the standby phase. We're going to reset that Miracle Fusion so that we can use it on our next turn to possibly bring out Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, because I feel like that's like the best target off in there. So now he's got the Time Tearing Morganite thing with the discard draw, and in comes the Hanky Panky. And in order to try to keep myself from dying, I think I actually end up using DPE's effect to pop my Wonder Driver. That way he's not out there for him to attack. But yeah, he ended up having a Fossil Dig also. So yeah, with that and the Oviraptor and being able to do all the combos and stuff that he's going to have, I figured, yeah, I am pretty much dead to rights right there. So yeah, my opponent is able to take game 2. And now going into game 3, I'd actually considered letting him go first, but I decided that ultimately it would be better for me to go ahead and go first, just because like I don't know what kind of crazy end board he can set up and do there with the Dinos. And yeah, unfortunately my hand's not all that great, but we have the instant contact, and we'll be able to use that to special summon out our Flame Wingman. And since we didn't have a hero in hand to discard, we tribute the Flame Wingman to bring out Ferris. And I thought it was funny, somebody commented on my combo video and they were talking about me tribute summoning Ferris. And you know, like I told him, sometimes if you want a combo, you gotta do what you gotta do. And you know, fortunately, we know that Ferris gets this effect even if he is tribute summoned. So we are able to take advantage of that to go ahead and actually have a turn here. And yeah, we went and sent the Mally, of course, with Vion. Then we'll use Cross Crusader and use his effect to go ahead and add Liquid Soldier there. Banish the Mally to go ahead and bring out Mally again, in which, you know, might have been better for me to leave that index so that I could make DPE later on in case I don't get to Denier or whatever. But yeah, we just decided to go ahead and go with this route. I was like, we'll go with the luck of the draw, and you know, maybe we'll go ahead and draw and get there with what we need. And we draw 2. We actually drew the favorite contact, and yeah, we got Nib also, which I figure is like pretty decent. But you know, like trying to think and decide, is it better? I did do the Flame Wingman into the graveyard with the instant fusion, but I just went ahead and decided that it would be better for me to just go ahead and drop the instant contact to keep the droplet, to keep the Nib, and keep the Miracle Fusion so that I can have a play for next turn. But you know, going back and thinking on it, I don't know. I probably could have just did the Wingman play and discarded the Nib since we had the droll anyway, and I figure I would have been completely fine there. But yeah, we actually got like both of the killer cards that you want to draw in a rogue format tournament. We got the droll and we got the nib, so I feel pretty much set here. We also got the droplet, and yeah, he's got the field spell with the parry done, and he'll be able to attack into the token, go ahead and protect it, and then destroy a dino from deck, and which he will destroy the baby, of course, to bring out the Oviraptor. And he can't add, but he can send to the graveyard, so he goes ahead and sends directs to the graveyard there, so that he can at least, you know, be doing something with it. He goes ahead and activate the time traveling Morganite, and I'm not too sure like what the advantage is to activating it at this point, but that's the play he decides to go ahead and make. And then Oviraptor, destroy Periodon, special summon Baby to go ahead and bring out the Scrap Raptor, but you know, he forgot that he could not add from deck to hand, so you know, goes ahead and changes it up a little bit and special summons out Baby. Then he'll link those two off into the Scrap Raven thing, and you know, because time was getting pretty close here and I wanted him to just go ahead and end his turn because I took 1,000 life points with the instant contact, I'm gonna go ahead and droplet on the Scrap Wyvern here, just because, like I said, I really need for his turn to end. Like, we only had like minutes, you know, seconds left, or like minutes left to go. So, you know, you're going to see me pretty much like go immediately into the battle phase and attack here. And what you're going to see here is like a debate going on about the attack increase of Sunrise and then the decrease of the attack of all non-dinosaur monsters. And I think like what he didn't realize is that Scrap Wyvern was not a dinosaur, so he's actually getting the attack decrease also. And like I said, I took 1,000, so you know, if you factor in the Lost World with the 500 decrease that I'm getting and getting a 600 increase, it only ends up being like 900 damage because I'm gaining 600, losing 500. So technically I'm gaining 100, which puts me at 26, and the Scrap Wyvern's at like 17. So he would have actually been able to win the game. But, you know, I was trying to let him know that, you know, Scrap Wyvern is not a dinosaur. So he also only has 1,200 attack. So my 26 into the 14 is actually like, my 26 into the 12 actually does 1,400 damage, so we'll be able to win the game there. And yeah, we go ahead, take that one in time thanks to a smart move and making sure that my opponent ends his turn without continuing to combo on and, you know, win the game. So yeah, appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen, and I will catch y'all on the next video. My wingman, he come through, he level up, he go cool, he's shining out and popping to over 9K. That's a breakthrough, be on top now. Here's a look at our world.